Salutations everybody, it is Matty here, and today we are talking about season passes, a marketing tactic used by many game companies to acquire as many early adopters to their downloadable content before they even know what said content is. Mind you, we are talking about the poor approach to season passes. Whether the content was worth it to you when I use certain game examples is up to you and not what this video is about. It's also sad that we're at a point where we have to give props for being disclosed on what we're potentially purchasing, but I digress. Let's get into today's video. Let's start off with some bad examples of season passes so that I can show you guys afterwards what a good season pass approach is like. For starters, let's talk about Arkham Knight. Now, I did enjoy this game quite a bit despite all the issues it had on PC. I played it on PS4, but Arkham Knight Season Pass was a joke in my opinion. The way they presented Batman Arkham Knight Season Pass was absolutely insane to me, because it sounded like the game itself. This Season Pass for Batman Arkham Knight delivers new content every month for 6 months, featuring new story missions, more supervillains invading Gotham City, new legendary Batmobiles, advanced challenge maps, alternative character skins, and new drivable racetracks. That's essentially a synopsis of the game itself, and when the first DLC dropped, it wasn't even developed by Rocksteady. Yes, we have a general idea of what we're buying, but what are these story missions? Who are these villains? These are the type of things that are important in superhero video games, and when you're charging $40 off the launch price, which is more than half the price of the game itself, and we know barely anything about it, that's just ridiculous. What's also equally as hilarious to me is Battlefront's Season Pass, and this is before we got all the details on it, so do keep in mind that this is all retrospective in their initial announcement period, which is when I think the Season Pass is most important. EA described Battlefront Season Pass with the following: expand your galaxy with the Star Wars Battlefront Season Pass. Get 4 upcoming digital expansion packs filled with new content that will take you to new locations across a galaxy far, far away. Act now to secure 2-week early access to each expansion and a shoot first emote. The first expansion will be released in early 2016. So, when the Season Pass was announced, the only thing the consumer knew about was the shoot first emote and getting early access. I don't get why these details are left out. Where are we going in Star Wars? That's important to Star Wars fans. That's enticing enough where if they know they're going to the Outer Rim, for example, that might make them buy the Season Pass. Not knowing what we are getting in the Season Pass and just saying, hey, buy this for $50 off its launch price is absolutely disgraceful. And yes, most of us can even argue that the way that Fallout 4's Season Pass was approached was not good either. When it was announced, granted, it was the cheapest out of all the examples I've offered here at only $30, but Bethesda didn't even know what they were going to put in there as downloadable content. They used previous DLC as reference to the amount of content you would receive, but I don't think many people who were early adopters of the Season Pass expected half of its DLC to be workshop focused. But before I go on any more, obviously it's important to mention that it's up to us at the end of the day whether or not we want to purchase this, and no one is essentially forcing us to do this. But still, details are important. Now mind you, it was $30 for a while before the price got hiked, and I think when the price got hiked, we knew what half the Season Pass was, but on the other hand, we didn't know what the other half of the Season Pass would have been, so still, there were details left out. What I'm saying is that vague approaches to Season Passes, where they leave out content details, hoping that consumers will pre-order something they know nothing about, needs to stop. And I think Mafia 3 is the first Season Pass in a while that I've seen where I feel comfortable enough to pre-order the Season Pass because I have a general idea of what exactly is going on with it. Talking about content coming after the release of Mafia 3, they mention a lot of free updates such as free outfits, races, new vehicle tuning, and so on, which shows they're listening to the community because a lot of people were requesting these types of features. But those are free updates. Let's talk about the Season Pass itself, which is priced at $30, and here we're getting 3 story expansions for the game. Faster Baby, which is fast cars, dramatic chases, and stunt driving, takes center stage as Lincoln joins forces with his former flame, Roxy Laveau, to take down a corrupt sheriff terrorizing civil rights activists on the outskirts of New Bordeaux. Next is A Sign of the Times. A string of ritualistic killings has New Bordeaux on the edge of terror. As Father James's request, Lincoln agrees to hunt down the cult responsible, a quest that will take him from the dark heart of the old bayou to the drug-ridden counterculture of the inner city. And last is Stones Unturned. When a merciless rival resurfaces in New Bordeaux, Lincoln must join forces with CIA agent John Donovan to settle a blood feud that began in war-torn jungles of Vietnam. They also followed this up by saying along with the new story and character additions to New Bordeaux, you'll find new activities to engage in, to expand and diversify your criminal empire. And yes, these paid expansions will also include exclusive vehicles, weapons, outfits, and races upon their themes. And we also got to look in at what will be included in the expansions based off the free updates, considering that they showed new vehicle tuning, they showed weapons, they showed character outfits, so we have a good idea of what that type of stuff will be offered in the DLC. Now, I'm not saying that Mafia 3's Season Pass is going to be worth its $30. For all we know, each 3 expansions could be absolutely terrible. We don't know that yet. But the way they're approaching it, informing the consumer to allow them to make a conscious purchase where if they enjoy the base game of Mafia 3, they know what they're getting with the Season Pass. Do they want more racing? Do they want more exploration? Do they want to go to Vietnam, learn more about Lincoln's past? Is that stuff that they're interested in? Then yes, they can invest in the Season Pass knowing a general idea of what they're getting. And I just wanted to highlight that in today's video and let you guys know that this is personally how I think Season Passes should be done, and I'd love to hear your thoughts on this in the comments down below. Mafia 3 is coming up in just about a month, and I cannot wait to really amp up my coverage because this game is looking spectacular, and I'm super excited to play it and review it for you guys. As always, be sure to follow me on Twitter, like me on Facebook. The links are in the description down below. Check out TriggerBomb.com, the place for all the gamers. Other than that, stay sexy, stay active. I love you all. Peace.